وللمزيد حول ملف الطاقة التقيت الدكتور باتريك أولمان وورد الرئيس التنفيذي لشركة دانا غاز، وسألته أولا إن كانت مستويات $100 للبرميل قد أصبحت بعيدة المنال.
I think it would be very optimistic to be hoping for oil prices to go back to $100 in the near future. I think most industry analysts are confident that in the next 2 to 3 years perhaps that we will be back in the 80, 70 to 90 perhaps price bracket. I think $100 will have to wait a little bit longer. And certainly some of those fundamental elements, which is recommencement of strong growth in the Asian economies, in Europe hopefully, will help to lead us back to that level of oil price.
بروفيسور، في هذه الأثناء يحتدم الجدل بين أوبك وبين شركات النفط الكبرى. شركات النفط الكبرى تقول أنها في ظل مثل هذه الأسعار الحالية لا تستطيع الاستمرار في عملية الاستثمار، وأن هذا في نهاية الأمر سينتج عنه نقص كبير وحاد في العرض. ما رأيك؟
Well, I have a certain amount of sympathy with the OPEC position. Traditionally, Saudi Arabia has been the swing producer. And when oil prices have become low, they have shut in production. And as a response to that, what they have seen is other countries and other areas take up the production and take over, if you like, their clients, their markets. Now, I can well understand that is something that they don't want to repeat. And in fact, I don't think there is that much difference in terms of positions between OPEC and the oil majors. Clearly, the oil majors want oil prices to be higher. So does OPEC. They have high fiscal requirements for high oil prices. So they are motivated as well to try and restore a position whereby oil prices are back up to reasonable levels. I think coming back to the oil shale producers in the United States being the highest cost producers, I think one of the other realities about oil shale production is that these oil shale wells have an exponential decline curve. Within 12 months of these wells starting up, they are at 75% of their original start. Sorry, at 25% of their original starting production levels. They produce 50% of the total production from each well within 6 months. So it's a very short-term production play, and each well is a separate and individual investment decision. So these wells can be turned on and off in a very quick fashion, and the response that we will see to wells not being drilled is that after 6 months we'll see that the impact on the overall cumulative production curves. And given that it's not economic to drill many of these wells at current oil prices, I will expect to see, and I think we are already seeing, significant downturn in the drilling activities in the oil shale business in North America, and that we will therefore see towards the third quarter of this year production flattening off or even declining from the United States and continuing into 2016. And I think that will be reflected in the market psychology and will be reflected in the psychology of the oil traders. And hopefully the correct response will be to increase prices again.
دكتور باتريك، المزيد من الحديث عن احتمال تقارب إيراني غربي، هل هذا موضوع يشغل بال كل الرؤساء التنفيذيين العاملين في مجال الطاقة؟
I think it probably does, because Iran is one of the world's major resource holders when it comes to petroleum products, oil and gas, but particularly gas. It's a very, very large, in fact, I think after Russia, is the world's second largest resource holder for gas. So clearly the country is of interest to the petroleum industry as a whole. Yes, we are seeing some signs of rapprochement, we're seeing signs of development. We're also seeing, of course, that the two deadlines for resolution of the nuclear talks have passed. There's a new deadline that has been set, and we all hope that more progress will be made and that we can make a definitive solution to this situation. Which at present is no good for Iran, and it's no good really for the rest of the world in the sense of the insecurity that it generates within the region and the world at large. So we certainly hope that we'll have a resolution of this. From a personal perspective, or from a company perspective, of course, we have our contract to take Iranian gas into the United Arab Emirates. Quite large volumes that were contracted in 2005. That's 600 million standard cubic feet per day of gas. That would be about 10% of the UAE's total gas demand, just to give you a sense of scale. So it's a potentially very large and important component of supply for the UAE's gas demand. And clearly, hopefully, the rapprochement will help us resolve and move forwards on that project, and will allow gas to be sent from Iran to us, and therefore through us onto the markets in northern Emirates.